Hey guys, welcome back to an architecture tour of Half-Life 2. I am Simon, and we are going to continue with looking at things in game, or things in real life that are like things in game. Anyway, today we're going to look at the canals. Now I'm going to be honest with you, no, that's a G-Man, look at that. Okay, I didn't notice him when I was playing. Anyway, I have to admit that I haven't actually done any previous research. So for the last two videos, I actually looked things up before I made the videos. So this one, I haven't. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but anyway. So in game, if you remember the boating section, we went through some rivers, sewers, and canals, and it was never really actually all that clear. They kind of just ran into each other. Like you go from the river to sewers to canals and back, and anyway. So that was a river, this is kind of canal. It's concrete, and then you got buildings. And then this, which is more industrial, that was residential before, this is industrial. There's some loading things with cranes. And then there's this. Let's see, what's okay, next one is... And then we have vertical concrete walls. There's a lot of different things out there. I guess it keeps things interesting, having the different types of, canals, different walls and different shapes and all that. And now it's a different texture again, we have these concrete blocks. And again, I think that's like a loading area, although there's no crane here. And then there's this, we're back to this slightly diagonal bit. And we end up in a hydroelectric dam, which is, as I said, very strange because hydroelectric dams are usually up in the mountains, not down at the bottom. Because, if you build a dam on a plain, you don't have a deep valley to catch the water. So, this doesn't hold very much water. As you can see, it's very shallow. So that's a bit strange. But never mind that. What should we do? Well, let's just go canal. And that's interesting. Canals in Amsterdam, we might want to look at that later on. Got the images. Interesting. What's this? This is the Corinth Canal in Greece. What are these? Grand Canal of China? Okay, that's old. That's very old. What's this? The River Canal proposed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know. Panama Canal. This is Panama Canal. I mean, it's fairly short, and it's for really big ships. Locks on the Panama Canal. So none of these are anything like the ones we've been looking at in Half-Life 2. Well, in most cases, there's actually a lot more water in the canals. Wait, what's this? Paris? Okay. That's the Panama Canal. The Grand Canal of Venice is a different thing again. I mean, Venice is a nice city. Although, obviously not what we're looking for. So, none of these things are what we're looking for. Let's see, Wikipedia. Ireland, Germany. What does that look like? Waterways. Well, we're definitely looking at waterways. Those connected in the city network. That's what we're looking for. So we're not looking for connected to existing lakes. Well, we kind of are. It's connected to the ocean, in a way. But what we're looking for is those connected in the city network. which is what seems to be in City 17 in game. Middle Ages, Industrial Revolution. It seems like the Industrial Revolution. History of the British canal system. Um, in St. Petersburg, Russia. Cities on water. That's kind of what we're looking for, really, I think. What is this? Germany? Nope, nothing like that. Well, Venice is old. Amsterdam is actually what I had in mind right from the start. Although, whoa, there's a lot of things here to look at. The British canal system. Well, the thing with canals is, you know, back before there were cars and trains, boats were basically the most effective way to transport a lot of goods for any distance. And so, canals, a lot of canals were built for that purpose, to allow goods to be transported long distances. See, here we go. The modern canal system was mainly a product of the 18th century and early 19th century, because the Industrial Revolution demanded an economic and reliable way to transport goods and commodities in large quantities. Well, there you go. Although, they probably should say, before trains became common, or in fact, before trains were even invented. Wait, where's the Amsterdam one? So, I mean, look at that. Amsterdam was yeah, so there's canals in the city, and it's quite extensive as well. So, a lot of the city is serviced by these canals, and if you imagine that these were factories on the shores, then, they can transport their goods quite efficiently. Efficiently compared to, a time when there weren't any trains and cars and trucks and so forth. Although, there's a lot of water here, which in the game, I guess if the water receded a bit, then it would kind of look like what we had in game. Did I have anything that... No, this is all... Well... do those buildings... Not really, they don't really look like those. Oops. No, not really, not really. Vaguely similar. Actually, it looks more like that, doesn't it? Yeah, there's a bit of that going on. I think that's a bit shallow though. Alright, let's go... Did I spell that right? I spelled that wrong, didn't I? It's N-E-A... Oh no, maybe I got it right. So... Dutch canals, let me just go Dutch. These are rather more historic, although, oh, look at that. Look at those things, and those things. Yes, yes. Kind of. Kind of. That's rather old. It's stone blocks. And that's just a bank. See, once again, the problem with Google Images is that you get all the popular images, all these pictures that look really nice as photos. You say, oh, look at that, a mill and a house reflecting onto a canal. It's all very picturesque. Whoops. And, but that's not what we're after. We're after more modern things. So what if I type in industrial canal? That's interesting. Oh, New Orleans. Industrial canals, maybe? That's in Japan. Not too many images. It could be that the Valve people didn't actually do that much research at all. And they just, made it. Or they just drew it. Although this is kind of like what we see in game. There's the red barn and the G-Man. Yeah, vaguely, kind of. Not quite. I mean, those are brick buildings actually, and this is a timber building. It's kind of similar. Kind of similar. And that. Let's see. Where were we? Maybe in more like that. I know it's stretching a little bit, but yeah, maybe. Look at those, stone blocks and all that. What do we got here? This is a huge image. Okay, we'll let that load. Let's see. Well, that's all flat, but the color's right. Well, not that, and not quite that. I mean, there's some similarities, and yeah, there's no obvious link, although there's certainly some similar ideas. Oh no, I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's a barge sitting on a bus. Well, in the game I was asking how trains and trucks got into some of the sewers. Well, maybe that happened. A giant hurricane flooded the entire city. Alright, let's go to Google Maps. Let's go to the Netherlands. And let's go to satellite image. The thing with the Netherlands is most of the land is reclaimed. And if I remember right, there are a lot of rivers and canals. I mean, you see one right there. So that's a canal system. I mean, Amsterdam is there. You remember we saw the image before of, you know, the old canals around the old city. I wonder if we can get some images from our good friend Street View. Well, not there. We need a canal view, really. This is in the city, which, you know, we never really got to any of this stuff in game. What is that? Okay, that's not what we're looking for. So let's try to... Oh. Wow. Are there actually spots? Oh no, these are just user photos. That's not too useful. Let's go here. That's... well, the river's back there. That, you know, it feels like the game already. You know, having buildings in the distance. I mean, if we look back this way, it probably isn't. Yeah, no, but it's got a bit of the same feelings. I mean, that's a bit vague, right? Let's see what else we can find. I wonder if we can come here. Alright, let's see what's here. Kind of industrial. And whoa, that's a huge ship. How? Oh, damn it. Come back. Is that the ship? I think it is. Windmills? That's good. But you see how high the water is? In fact, the water is higher than the ground. Because, you know, the land is reclaimed. And so a lot of the Netherlands is under the water level, under sea level. Um, We're not finding all that much, are we? Let's see what's here. Nope. There's a lot of trees. I mean, there weren't that many trees in game. Maybe we're looking at the wrong place. Although I wouldn't know where else to look. What if we go... Let's look at some of the other cities around the Baltic. Now, where's Copenhagen? Does Copenhagen have canals? It does. See, like, pretty much the major cities will have some sort of waterway through the middle of it. In fact, through quite a lot of it. It's an old fortress, actually. This is the old city. It must be. And the stuff in front must be reclaimed. Well, it might not be reclaimed. But you can see the old fortress. You can see the shape of the fortifications. In fact, what does this look like? No, we don't have street view. Well, we probably can't drive on this. Nope. Can we look at this? Yep. Those buildings are fairly new. That's interesting. So no, that doesn't look like City 17, does it? Maybe we're in the wrong part of town. Nope, that does not look like the City 17 in the canal part of the game. Definitely not. That's way too touristy, if that's a word. Where's the industrial part of town? I wish I knew more about these cities. Well, maybe here, by the train yards. Oh, look at that. Well, that's still a bit new. Smokestacks? I mean, they've been painted bright colors, so it's not quite as oppressive as all the concrete in game. But yeah, we start to see... Is that like a rubbish dump or something? Look at that. Tanks? That's a good sign. Look at that. Well, I mean, giant diesel house. I mean, giant tanks aren't all that special. I mean, they're just big cylindrical things no matter where you are in the world. Well, you can't really see it, and I don't want to move the video around a bit too much. But we saw some of these things in game. What else looks promising? No, it looks like most of the city has been transformed and is no longer industrial. Oh wait, let's look at this. No, that's far too nice. Far too pleasant. Nope. Why are we there? Oh look, another red barn. Kind of. That's a house actually. Alright, so that's Copenhagen. Let's try... well... let's see, where's... Oslo is not actually next to the ocean. And it doesn't have any canals because it wasn't an industrial power, or it wasn't a huge trading power. Norway, although Sweden, I think, should be. Wait, what am I looking at? There, Stockholm. So there are rivers, although it seems like a fairly difficult thing to navigate. So you see, again, there's like a canal going through the city. What are those buildings? No, I don't think any of this is industrial anymore. Yeah, it's all been... Well, if it was ever industrial in the past, it looks like it's all been transformed into apartments and offices and all that. Well, anyway, that's yeah, so we had a look around canals and then had a look around the Scandinavian cities. I mean, obviously there are other cities to look at, although I'm not sure we'll find too much more. Now, last thing before we go, hydroelectric dams. Let's just look that up. Hydroelectric dam. That's the Three Gorges. That's Hoover Dam. And you see how huge these things are. What is this? And how big these lakes are. That's... Wow, look at that. So that's Hoover Dam. I mean, I don't even have a person to scale here because a person is so small. We compare that to this thing. I mean, that's a dam there, basically. It's what? I don't know. It's less than 100 meters, like 50 meters across. If that. Compared to... Oh, that's not very good. In fact... Oh, great. Let's try this one. No, that's too small. I mean, look how big this lake is. And this. Like, that's a road for a car. That's at least 100 meters, and that's only this bit. There's still that bit as well. So, and look at the lake, it's huge. Look at it. So yeah, this is small. Way too small. Way, way, way too small. But I mean, all the parts are there, I guess. The lake's there, the dam's there, the power plant's there. Everything's just way too small, really. Alright, so I guess that's that. We didn't find anything that was exactly like the canals in City 17, but there were similar bits. Although, I guess what we did find is that these days, the canals in the middle of cities have mostly been transformed. Like, the cities are no longer that industrial, at least not, you know, in the city center. And so, you know, we didn't find really industrial bits on canals. I mean, and I mean, these days there's not too much point. actually, well, this video is getting a bit long, but before we go, let's go to ah ah look at that. Oh wow, I think I saw this in game. This specific door will lock. Well, I guess that's the answer for you. I guess that's the answer for you. The Great Lakes in the United States is most similar to the canals in City 17. And I guess in a way that makes sense. You know, the States is closer to where Valve is. And so, you know, it's easy to do the research. Yeah, that definitely is a lot more like the canals here. But we haven't seen this yet. Alright, that's the end of the video, I guess. So, it's nowhere near the Baltic Ocean. Or at least, you know, it seems like the canals at the Great Lakes is more like the ones in game. Which makes sense, you know, I guess. In the sense that, you know, the people who are designing these things might be more familiar with these canals. And if they want to do research, then I guess it's easier for them to just go to the Great Lakes than to travel all the way across to Scandinavia. And in any case, Scandinavia is no longer has the industrial facilities around their canals, whereas, you know, in the Great Lakes area, it still looks a bit like this. Alright, I guess I'll end the video here. Yeah, this is much more like the game. Funny that. Funny that. Alright. I'll see you guys in the next bit.